Okay, well, welcome everybody to our Natural Solutions Essential Oil focused workshop tonight. I'm excited for tonight because it just reminds me back of when I got started about 14-ish years ago with essential oils. And that's really was the focus. And there's so many other products doTERRA has at this point, but really focusing on the essential oils tonight. So, introduction for those who don't know me, I think most of you I know or some way, either through email or text. Um, I'm Stacy Paulson. I am the mother of 6 amazing children. I have a daughter-in-law, soon to be a second daughter-in-law, and a grandson. So that's super fun. I don't feel old enough to have all that, but it's wild times in our household when everyone gets together. And the reason why I got started with essential oils was um, I had my own online business back, and I was really struggling with my health. So I was about 35, having miscarriages, um, migraines, sinus infections, just a lot of different things going on that I hadn't dealt with before. And all I knew was traditional healthcare. I just knew, like, you're sick, and if you can't just wait it out, you go to the doctor, you generally get a prescription, or if it's something like surgical, you have it fixed. And that's all I knew. And I was living in this realm for a couple of years and not feeling like I was making progress. And I was getting kind of depressed about it and a little bit hopeless that I'm not, this is my life. And I remember going to fly kites in a hayfield. Many of you have heard this story with our friends, so our whole herd of kids, there were 4 at the time. We were flying kites and I started having allergies. And my friend Elise, she said, "Do you want to try this essential oil?" Because I didn't have my medication with me. And I had never heard of them before. I didn't know what she's talking about, but she pulled out that little brown bottle. She put a couple of drops on my finger and then rubbed across the bridge of my nose. And within minutes, my allergies were gone. And I still remember we were all standing around in her kitchen, kind of laughing about that experience. Like, how did that work? Because she was new to oil. She was like, well, maybe this will work. And it just blew my mind that I didn't have to take a pill to try to get that fixed. And I went home that night after putting the kids to bed and I Googled essential oils. And then I was also just Googling some of my symptoms that I was dealing with and what were some alternatives, because I had never even considered, like, I wonder if there's something different, if there's something else that I could use for this. Hadn't even considered it. And a lot of things were pulling up with nutrition and lifestyle. And then I was searching like essential oils, like, what are they? How do they work? And there wasn't a whole lot out at that time of essential oils, kind of like a more hippie movement still back then. And so I'm like, I don't know, but I'll give it a try. Right. I mean, it couldn't hurt. And so that was back then. And since then have been educating people on how to use them effectively in their homes. We've experimented on from pregnancies. So having 2 pregnancies to raising kids to throughout these years, all the different stages. And it's been super fun. We have gone to the doctor only 3 times for sick care. None of my kids, since the time we've been using essential oils, have been on any antibiotics. We've just been able to make some shifts in our lifestyle and have supplements and things to help us in our home. And I'm willing to go. We're willing to go. We just have been able to find some things that have been helpful. So as we get going in this class, I want you to be thinking about what are those big things for you that if I could solve this, or if I had these things on hand, if I could have more energy or better digestion or get rid of that pain that I'm dealing with. Be thinking about that as we're just kind of going along. And be willing to ask questions, right? If something doesn't make sense, ask the question. You can unmute, you can put it in the chat. For those who are on your phone, just tap on your phone and it should pull up a little bar to bring up the chat that you can ask questions. So we'll get started. And back in the day, we would just gather in people's homes. And then it's kind of transitioned, like, this is our home. You're in my home. It's my office. I should walk you around my house. But that's what we did. We would generally bring out some peppermint oil. Put in the chat if you've tried peppermint oil before. Just go ahead and put in the chat there. Yeah, I can see those who are on. Some of you, I can't see your cameras. But if you've tried peppermint, that's what we do. People would come in, we'd put a drop of peppermint in their hands, they'd rub it together, just breathe it in, and you would just kind of watch. everyone's experience. Because if you haven't tried it, you have to try it. It just opens your airways. It wakes you up. There's tons of focus. So everybody's like awake for the class. And then we kind of get going. So if you don't have oils on you, just pretend to, you need to get it because it's super awesome. And my favorite that I put in my necklace. Yeah, I've tried peppermint. Awesome. All right, let me share one of my many screens that are here. And then we would generally pass out a little tear sheet. So a piece of paper, both sides, this is it. And as soon as I can share it, oh, share my screen. So every time I come on here, it's different. There we go. Okay, so essential oils, what they are, we're just going to talk about 3 cool things about essential oils and then 3 ways to use them. This is basically all you need to know to become an essential oil expert in your home, and then also a resource to look things up. So you don't have to memorize anything. That's kind of like my kids now with a lot of their homework. They're like, why do I need to learn this? I can just look it up. Well, yeah, you can just look this up. So you just need to have a resource. Unless you're trying to improve your memory and memorize stuff, you can do that too. So the first cool thing about essential oils is that they're safe. Now, I do need a disclaimer is that just because it says essential oil on the bottle doesn't necessarily mean it's the essential oils that I'm talking about. I'm talking essential oils that are straight from the plant. That if they're straight from the plant, so this is a picture of a peppermint leaf. If you're extracting those oils from peppermint, then they are safe. You're not going to have the side effects that you'll have like with traditional medicine, even over the counter medicine. There's side effects whether you experience them or not. But with natural remedies like this, peppermint, they don't have those side effects. They have positive effects that you might not even know are coming with it. But that's what I like about this is that it's something that I can try, you can try, experiment with without the worry of those negative side effects or addictions. In fact, in the chat, can y'all put maybe what's your favorite side effect on the last like commercial you saw or something you can remember? Like what's your favorite side effect? And it's funny because I just learned about 78% of advertisements now on TV shows, whatever, is pharmaceuticals. They basically own the industry. They own all the ad spend on there. So everyone's kind of getting indoctrinated and you just kind of forget about, oh, those side effects. See, where'd my chat go? There we go, chat. Favorite side effects. Death. Thanks, Faye. Shoot right to the last one. It's usually oftentimes the last one. Yeah, so my kids now, like if they're seeing something, if they're watching sports, those will come up and they just kind of laugh. But it's not a laughing matter to the person's family who died, right? Or if you're dealing with some of those side effects. I remember once taking, so I had been on those allergy meds since I was 12. And there was this one time as an adult that I took it and my heart just started racing. Like I never experienced that before. And it was super scary. I had no idea what was going on. Do I call 911? Do I just sit here? And it was really scary. And I hadn't even considered, taking that there was side effects. I just like clear up my allergies, headaches. Yes. So that's what is nice about these. You don't have to worry about that, but they do need to be quality essential oils. So doTERRA sells what's called certified pure tested grade, which means that they test, there's only 50 tests that are run on the oils to make sure that they're not synthetic, they haven't been adulterated, there's not like bacteria or other things contaminating them. They go to the effort to know where they're being sourced from and the whole process, right? And if they don't meet that standard, then they are not bottled, they're not sold to you. And so I appreciate that I know that what I'm getting in that bottle is just essential oil. So from here on out, we're just going to be talking about that type of essential oil, not something that's like a fragrance, and what they do and how to use them. So peppermint, and you can put in the chat for those who have used peppermint, just put some of your favorite things that you use it for. Some of the common things that people use peppermint for, like if you're hot, it will cool you down. If you have a headache, you can put it on. It's great for tension, great for pain. If you have like hand pain, knee pain, joint pain, muscle pain, you can use it. It's great for workouts because when you use it, it will open your airways. It helps to open your blood vessels, and you'll be able to have more oxygen, greater oxygen capacity. So you have a greater workout. It's great for indigestion, digestive issues. And so it's just used for so many things. I used it often for my kids with fevers. Before that, I used Tylenol. Probably wasn't like giving them the right dose because it's usually by weight and I wasn't like weighing them and then giving them amount according to that. But after starting using essential oils, I would just rub some peppermint on the back of their spine, on the bottom of their feet, and it would just cool them down. So number one, they're safe. Number two, effective. I love this. So this is a picture of a cell. And for those who took biology and even paid attention to this, the outside layer of that cell is lipophilic or fat soluble. And this purple guy represents a bacteria. And a bacteria cannot actually penetrate that cell wall into a cell. So when you take back antibiotics, oftentimes they can kill a bacteria because they don't enter that cell wall. But this little guy represents virus. So a virus can actually penetrate the cell wall. And what they will do is they'll use the DNA to replicate themselves, and then they burst that cell, and they'll go out and they'll do the same thing. And so that's what's spreading in your body. So the sooner you can do something about that virus, the sooner you can like help your immune system kick in before it's gone. Like, you know, when you kind of get sick, you're like, I know something's coming on. And then all of a sudden, like, I am full on sick. That's what's going on if it's a virus. So what I love about essential oils is because they're fat soluble, they're oils, they can actually penetrate that cell wall and they can go and inhibit that replication of those viruses. So you go to the doctor, you're sick. If it's a viral infection, generally they'll tell you just to go home, wait it out, drink fluids, rest, right? There's not necessarily anything that they can do to stop that replication of viruses in your body. But essential oils can. There's certain ones that have been shown to do this. It is awesome. So On Guard is doTERRA's #1 selling blend. So there's oils that are just plain oil, just peppermint, straight from peppermint plant. But then there's some that are blended together. So On Guard has been blended together, a bunch of different oils that have been shown to be antiviral, antibacterial, that will really help support your immune system to do what it knows how to do. But sometimes it just needs a little help. And so that's what On Guard can do. So On Guard can help support your immune system. You're starting to feel something, or you're around people like, oop, they've been sick, or you have kids that, you know, who knows what germs they're bringing home from wherever, that this is something that you can use to help with that. You can use it like sore throats. You can use it diffusing into your home. You can do it. There's just so many different ways for this, but that's what I also love, is they're effective. And then they get to the root cause of the problem. So back when I was talking about migraines that I was experiencing, I'd go to the doctor, and instead of trying to figure out why are you having migraines, like, yes, I want to help with the symptoms so you're not feeling that, but let's try to get to the root cause. That never happened, not once. And so it's mostly just a Band-Aid. Let's just give you something for the pain. Let's just give you something for that immediate relief, because that's what they expect that you're wanting, right? That you're coming here to them because that's what they do. They prescribe medicine. They might give diagnosis if they can figure it out. But in my case, they had no idea. They weren't trying to find that. And it wasn't until I started shifting and doing some things different, and with some of the essential oils and some of the supplements that I started taking, it started to get to the root cause, to help get rid of the migraines. Now, were there things to help with the migraines as I was working on this? Absolutely. To help minimize that pain and discomfort, or to help them to not come on. But eventually they went away because I was able to get to the root cause of that. And so that's another reason that I love essential oils, is because they can help on that cellular level with cellular function, so that your cells are doing what they know how to do, instead of just kind of putting a Band-Aid or masking it. And then the third cool thing about them is that they are affordable. And so sometimes people, when they start with oils, they might say, oh, that bottle is, so for instance, lavender, $30 for that bottle. And what you have to understand is, if you are buying doTERRA brand of essential oil, it's highly potent. What that means is every bottle, that 15 milliliter bottle, has about 250 doses in it. So if I were to go to like the doctor, take my kids for, say, an ear infection, generally that would cost me at least $30 because of my copay. And then if they're getting an antibiotic, And then the time they take it, the hassle with all of that, right? The gas, whatever nowadays, the weight, all of that, definitely more than $30. And that's for one time use, right? For me, with ear infections or ear pain, now I use lavender and tea tree oil, and we'll just put it on the back of their ear. Sometimes I'll put it in a cotton ball if they don't mind, and just stick that in their ear. And generally within 24 to 48 hours, it's gone. Cost me less than $1 usually, which is crazy. But then I still have that bottle of lavender to use for multiple other things, which I can use it for calming when somebody's having a hard time sleeping, to go to sleep, to stay asleep. Can use that on skin irritations. If you have rashes or bee stings or sunburns, I can use it that way. If you're in the kitchen and you burn your finger, like that stuff is amazing for the pain, but also for healing really, really fast. So as far as affordable, we spend over $6 trillion a year on global healthcare. And in the United States, we're not getting any better. So people who are opting into that system, like that's their main source of healthcare, is really sick care. And people aren't getting better. All chronic diseases are on the rise. And so that's why affordable, yes, like in the short term, like how much is it going to cost to use it, but also in the long term, because you're getting to more of the root cause. You're preventing a lot of things. You're changing your lifestyle and how you deal with things, and you're saving yourself in the long run, because you're not necessarily playing into that system or having to always play into that type of system. Are there any questions about those 3 cool things or anything to add? Check the chat. Oh, come on, Faye, you're smiling. Little smirk. Yes, I don't know where
They're cool.
They're cool. They are.
They are.
And now it's like, how did people live with that? Like, how did I
Right.
for this?
We're just, they're amazing how smart they are. You know, like how do they know what to do?
Yeah. So we're going to talk about 3 ways to use them, and then we'll kind of go into like, if there's specific things that you want to know about. We're going to cover the top 10-ish essential oils that I believe most people need to have in their home. We'll take care of most things that come up to be prepared, to save you from like, that I got to go to the doctor, or, late night something, or suffering. Sometimes it's just like we suck it up and deal with it, but this can help you to not have to do that. Okay, this is it. This is like how simple it is. 3 ways to use them. First is aromatically. So that's just breathing it in. You can use a diffuser, which is kind of all the rage now, because people are finally cluing into the dangers of like Airwick and Glade plugins and all of those fragrances, candles, how toxic they are, and how they create disruptions within our hormones because they're endocrine disruptors, besides just the toxic fumes, and that damages our cells. So you might not see it now, but it'd be like, constantly breathing in exhaust over time. You're going to start seeing that impact. So people are switching out those things for something that smells better and safer. One of the reasons why, besides just the smell, and it smells great, is how it impacts your emotions, because it's the fastest way to impact your emotions. When you breathe them in, they go up, the oils attach to receptor sites within your limbic system. And that's where it regulates mood and emotion. And so if you want a quick pick-me-up, like you're just feeling kind of down, that you can breathe in certain oils. My favorite is the wild orange. That is my go-to for just happy. Happy oil is sunshine in a bottle. It smells like you're walking through a grove of oranges. It's amazing. And so it's just so fast too. And you don't have those side effects or the addictions that often medications have, or other things. And maybe you're just feeling down, you're feeling stressed out. There's different oils that have a predictable response. We have a physiological, predictable response when we smell them aromatically. And so that's been researched. Like, not as much research had been done like 14 years ago when I was using them. There had been some, but there's been so much more research. So we're really cluing in more and more on how we can target certain things emotionally. And I love that. So we can use them emotionally, air freshener, but also for cleansing and purifying the air. So if you are, exposed to certain things, you have people in your home that may or may not be sick, right? That there are oils that you can be diffusing, like the On Guard is a great one to be able to diffuse because it will impact everybody in the room. It can help kill those pathogens in the room. It's great for diffusing if maybe you need to calm down and be able to go to sleep. So a diffuser on your nightstand. All of my kids, all the bedrooms have a diffuser. And so they can just put some lavender in there. If they're having issues breathing, maybe they have a respiratory thing going on, stuffy nose, something, they can use Breathe. Breathe is a great one for respiratory support. And really the fastest way to do it aromatically is just breathe it right from the bottle. Oh, that one's not open. There's my peppermint. It's just, you can breathe it right from the bottle. You can put a couple of drops in your hand, rub it together, take some deep breaths, and just really pay attention to how you feel. That can open those airways. Anyone have a favorite either oil that they diffuse or use aromatically, and why? And don't be shy, because I know several of you are. I could play the school teacher one. I'm not, and I can call them.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
I love Shinyoku. That's a new blend I want. It's amazing. Just smells so good. Actually, I mixed it with my gosh, I forget the name. This new oil, which was for September, guacawood.
Yeah, that was the one.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting, but it actually smells good together. So I tried those two, and yeah, it smells different from a bottle when you diffuse. It smells very strong, but when you diffuse, it has just this like really nice sweet aroma. So it's actually well surprised.
Just makes you feel good. I know I've been diffusing Harvest Spice, which is one that is kind of like I think of Thanksgiving time all time. And the whole house smells like it. It just kind of puts me in the mood of like, oh, I love fall. It's awesome. At least in Utah, like the trees are changing color and all that. It's
I'm excited. We'll try this.
Yeah.
Coming holiday season.
Yep. Anyone else have a favorite oil they diffuse or use aromatically?
I always like to use lavender and adaptive at night in my diffuser. Yeah.
And why? What does it do for you?
Oh, it just helps with relaxing, calming the brain, getting to sleep, deeper sleep.
I love that. And it's interesting how it works with cortisol levels, right? Like with that stress hormone, especially if you're doing it at night, how it helps to lower, which naturally our cortisol levels should go down, right? At night. So we like our brains, we're going to sleep, and then they will pick up in the morning. That's the normal cycle. But sometimes we get out of that, or like life is crazy. So adaptive and lavender are your go-tos.
Or serenity.
Or serenity.
Yeah, either one. Yeah.
Okay. And so adaptive is is it calming blend? They have like little names. It's calming. I think it's the calming blend. And then serenity is our restful blend. So again, just amazing blends that they smell really good. There's some things that don't, but those two smell amazing. All right. So the second way that we can use them is topically. So just rubbing it on. And there's just a couple cautions with topical use. We don't put them in our eyes and don't put them directly in your ear canal. So if there's an ear or something, you can just rub it on the back of it. Like I said, with a cotton ball, you can put some on there and then put that cotton ball in your ear. They're aromatic compounds, so that means they travel there. They go from a liquid to a gas really quickly. So they'll travel in your ear that way. And if you have sensitivity, or if a young child, a baby, you definitely want to dilute it. So this is a picture of fractionated coconut oil. And that is just coconut oil that has the solid parts taken out, so it doesn't smell like coconut and it doesn't stain your clothes. That's why a lot of people will use it. But you can use anything oil-based to dilute it. So if you have some lotion that you like, olive oil if you in an emergency. If you do get it in your eyes, it's going to hurt. But you don't want to dilute it. You don't want to wash it out with water because it just drives it in more. You can either kind of wait and it'll naturally go away, aromatically kind of dissipate, or you can put like fractionated coconut oil in your eye. Or if you put something on that's uncomfortable, like oregano, and the on guard is pretty spicy. And I always say just kind of do a little test on yourself if you don't know. Um, you could put it like on your arm or something, just see how it feels. But if it doesn't feel comfortable, like the one time that I put oregano on my son's chest, even though I diluted it, he started turning red. It's kind of like jalapenos. That's what it feels like rubbed on your face or sensitive areas. So you just put some more oil on it, like fractionated coconut oil, and it takes it right away. So topically, what makes sense as far as putting it on is like if you have a pain, you could put it on like your neck. I have a lot of tension. There's something wrong going on in there. Maybe you worked out and you have sore muscles. Maybe you have an old injury that you need something for some kind of discomfort. Topically, even for your stomach. So the digestin, favorite oil for digestive discomfort. Like you can rub it right on your stomach. You can put it on straight. You can dilute it. You can use it some other ways, but that's my husband's favorite way is just rubbing it right on his stomach. And I tell you, it works really well. So whether that's constipation, diarrhea, indigestion, bloating, cramping, it's amazing what it does. So you can put that on. And then the deep blue is that soothing blend that you just rub on those kind of aches or pains and those kind of discomforts. Does anyone have like a favorite topical oil that they use and why do you use it? I'm gonna call on Lily. You're gonna be thinking, Lily, tell us something that you've used topically that you like. What did you use it for?
Honestly, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I've used the deep blue because I recently broke my 3 metatarsals on my foot. I was hiking. And so after the cast came on, when I would feel discomfort, once I took the boot off and was walking, or even especially after I started hiking again. So I would rub that and the deep blue, the lotion, or what's it called?
The
The
rub?
cream.
Deep
Yeah, the
blue
rub.
rub.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I would use that and I would just, it felt so good. Like in the morning, it was like perfect because I would rub it on when I was gonna lay down and go to bed so I could sleep. And I'd put my sock over it and I just woke up feeling perfectly fine in the morning. So right now, my husband recently hurt his shoulder. And so I'm putting it on his shoulder as well. So we love that stuff. It works.
It does. Well, and it's crazy because it's in um like colleges and their athletic departments. There's like a big pump of it and you'll see it everywhere. We did a booth at a college and the kids would come in like, "Oh, I've seen that. That's in the locker room or that's in whatever. Like I use that during like games." Oh my gosh, yes, it's really cool. And even professional athletes are using it.
Yeah.
Anyone else have a favorite topical oil that they use? I'm gonna call on Amy.
I love past tense for headaches and for just muscle tension when I just feel like I've been sitting at my desk too long or I just feel like there's been too much going on. It
Mhm.
helps so fast.
That's a lot. In fact, that's another oil that we would do, like when we're having in-person classes, as
Yeah.
people are just kind of coming in and gathering, like you put it on their neck and give them a little neck massage, and it was so, like it's an immediate response, like you feel it pretty fast. And that one's a mixture of like lavender and peppermint and wintergreen, and I can't remember marjoram, some other ones.
Basil.
Oh,
It's in there.
yeah. And it's in a roller. Oh, no, it's not in a roller anymore.
Mm.
But you can make your own roller bottle. Okay. Um, Well, so aromatically, topically is the second one, and then the third one is internally. And so this one is kind of unique to doTERRA. Most essential oil companies will say not for internal use. Most of doTERRA's oils you can use internally. It will say on the bottle if you can or you don't. It will just say for internal use, like use 1 drop in so much water. And so how you use it internally, you can put a few drops in water and drink it. You just don't want to put anything plastic. Put in glass or like stainless steel, a mug, ceramic. And so you can take it that way. You can also put it in a veggie cap if you don't like the taste of it. This is probably the best way to do it. doTERRA has some pre-made soft gels in these. So like Digesten is one of those that comes in a soft gel as well. If you want to take it internally and you don't like the taste, or maybe you have, I don't know, for whatever reason, their soft gels can make it easy to swallow. Also under the tongue. You just put a few drops under your tongue and let it sit there for a few seconds, 30 seconds. before you swallow. A lot more is absorbed through, it's called sublingual under your tongue, than if you were to take it internally and go into the stomach. So just know that you have some different ways to take them internally. Now, lemon is one of the top 10 oils. This is great because it helps naturally detoxify. So if you're drinking lemon or a citrus oil, it can do that for you gently, because we get exposed to so many different chemicals just as we breathe, as we eat. Everything has chemicals nowadays. So that's something that you can do. Also, it's great for cleaning. Like, it has natural chemical compounds in there that are great for breaking down grease, for like permanent marker on your wall, getting out gum, as well as just like the antibacterial, whatever. Lemon is commonly used in a lot of cleaners, but this is the real deal. Straight from the rind of a lemon. So if ever you peel the lemon or cut a lemon, and that outside of that rind, it will squirt out liquid. Those are the essential oils. That's what gives it that aroma. It's amazing. And then frankincense is another oil that's used internally as well as aromatically and topically. So if you look at all of these, you can see AT or I. That will tell you how you can use that oil aromatically, topically, or internally. Frankincense is amazing for helping with cellular support. So think anything within our bodies, oftentimes what goes wrong is on a cellular level. So you have something wrong with your liver, something's going on with the liver cells there. It might be a lot of toxins that are exposed to. There's a lot of damage because of that. So think frankincense can help with cellular repair, help remind cells what they're supposed to be doing. Also help with that, it's called apoptosis, where it reminds the cell that if it's beyond repair, that it needs to self-destruct, and then new cells can be formed. So it's an incredible oil. You can use it for mood and emotions. So if you're dealing with really low moods, this is a great oil for that. It's great for inflammation, for pain. Love using it with the deep blue and frankincense together. Is kind of like supersize, like the superpower up for soothing, for inflammation. Anyone have like a favorite internal use oil, something that they use? Love? Who haven't I not called on?
I actually really love frankincense for mental clarity. So putting it under my tongue or just on the roof of my mouth helps me to just think more clearly a lot of times too.
I love that. And when in doubt, the phrase is when in doubt, use frankincense. Like if I'm not sure which oil, just if you have frankincense, use that. Turmeric, I said, I like to use turmeric. Let's see. Yes, all amazing oils. Okay, so we kind of covered that. 3 cool things, 3 ways to use them. But now how do you know which oil? We covered, like we literally went through 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 essential oils. The 10th one that's in most of the starter kits is oregano. And we talked a little bit about that as far as Bernie, but it's like, I think of it as antibiotics. Like that is my go-to for, oh, something's coming up. I know it, or I've been around something and now I'm feeling something. That is one that you can use for that. Now let's just talk about what are some of the things that you might have questions about or want to like have some solutions for. You can either post them in the chat or unmute. And then what I want to do is we look them up. I mean, there's some things you get used to, like, oh, lavender is calming. Oh, this one, deep blue does this. But you might have things where you just don't know what they're for. I see the little baby there and you're like, I don't know. What do I do for diaper rash? Oh no, his tummy's like this, or oh, he's not sleeping. Like things might come up. And so having a resource, so there's a book that is amazing. There's multiple different books that you can use or an app. So I'm going to just be looking things up in the app, but I did want to show you that in the Booker app, you can pretty much pull up the oil. So this one says past tense. So you're like, oh, Amy mentioned past tense. What does that do? And it says top uses: headaches and migraines, muscle aches, swelling and cramping, hangover, hot flashes and cooling, bruises and burns, tension and stress, joints, arthritis, shoulder pain, restful sleep. and also for emotional balance. So, and it tells you what's in it. Super easy. Or in the front of it, and it's the same with the app. If you, for instance, have heartburn, like, oh, what do I do for this heartburn? And I just go in here, heartburn, and it says digestion or peppermint or black pepper, and then it tells you how to use it. Do I do it internally? Do I do it topically? Do I do it aromatically? It will just tell you right in there. And so you don't have to really memorize anything. You just need to know there's those 3 ways to use them, a few safety precautions, and voila, like you are set. Hangover. Yes, Marina. So now you know, past tense for hangover. Okay. Yeah, so are there any questions or things that you would like to kind of dive into as far as what would you use for this, or what are some of the things coming up for you?
Hi, I would like to ask. So I think I'm coming out with cold. I mean, I am already with a cold because I'm sneezy and runny nose all day. So I kind of oiled up quite a bit, this morning. So I did like On Guard. I just kind of used it because I didn't have my tea tree oil. So I used like On Guard and mixed it with coconut oil and just like put it in my mouth and just roll. Because also I was so throat. So, but worried about baby. She was a little bit fussy all day. So I have a strong one. So I just put like a strong on her knee. Anything else you would recommend, to, I know it's just to ease, and maybe recover faster. Yeah, she's doing good. I think no fever, but hopefully it will not get worse.
Right. Yes. So all the things you're doing is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
The diffusing, like just there's that consistent breathing in.
Mm-hmm.
And then just remember like frequency, like something that is acute, meaning like, it's just going to come and it'll go away. I hit my
Yeah.
knee, it swells up. It's not like
Yeah.
chronic, right? So frequency is key with that.
Mm-hmm.
Layering the fractionated coconut oil is really amazing for helping more to be absorbed instead of flashing off into the air.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the stronger is a great one. If you didn't have your tea tree, I usually go through the flute. So that's F is frankincense, L is the lemon, O is on guard, O is oregano, and T is tea tree. So those are my first go-tos for that.
Okay. I have everything except frankincense. I need to get that one.
And I actually have it's a dropper bottle that's it's all of them combined, so it's always handy.
Okay.
Because I will use it for the diffuser. I'll put that same blend into the diffuser. I
Okay.
create my own veggie caps if somebody that can take it. I then can dilute it with fractionated coconut oil and put it on topically. I will do a mug of hot water and have it like boil, and then I'll put some drops in there with some breathe and just breathe that in. I will even do like the oil pulling with that blend, the coconut.
That's what I did. Okay.
And then I put that blend in my mouth and I will just swish that. So I'm like, oh, I'm getting it out of my mouth. I'll put some in a little warm water with some salt and then put that in there and I'll gargle with it. So it's like, this is kind of my go-to for those things. And there's multiple ways that you can use it. Another one that's highly antiviral is rose. It's like one of the most amazing oils for viruses. So if that's something that's going around, I will put that, I usually will get the rose roller, and I will put it like on my lymph nodes and on my thyroid. Like that's a really good one.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Some different
You're on
ideas.
the right track.
Yeah. And it's just like, be consistent.
Just do it. Yeah.
And there is two different massage techniques. One is called aroma touch massage. You can go onto doterra.com and kind of look that up. So it's nice to have the oils that are available for that. And then on doTERRA, on the Aroma Touch, it will kind of tell you how to use them. It's good to learn it, but it's also good for your spouse to learn it so that when you're not feeling good, he can give you that aroma touch and vice versa. So even my kids, my 11-year-old daughter, she loves giving massages. And so she's like the aroma the aroma touch specialist. And she'll just do that. And so we have this little cradle of oils that's just in the right order, like which oils do you put on it, first, second, third. And so she knows just to use those in that order. It's awesome. And then you fall asleep and you feel great. All right, any other questions or things? All right, well, you guys are good. I'm just thinking anything else on here. Put this in the chat if anyone wants
I
the
didn't see any questions per se.
or anything to add. If you want the handout, you can grab that link in the chat and then just kind of save that in a note. That just kind of goes through those top oils, just kind of a reminder of how to use those. For those who don't have a doTERRA account, what I recommend you get started with is they have 2 different kits that are awesome. Let me share my screen for those who are watching the replay. So if you go to doterra.com and you go under shop, you'll see, let's see, kits, and then you just go over to the starter kits. And the 2 kits that if you're, very oil specific, is this Healthy Start Kit, because it comes with the top 10 essential oils and comes with a diffuser. And then the other one is the Home Essentials Kit, which is basically those same top 10 oils, but they're in larger bottles. So you get 2/3 more with that one. So just depending on which size, but they both come with a diffuser. And then also we have a promo code that Faye has a promo code and I have a promo code that will get you a free, with this Healthy Start Kit, you'll get a free balance. It's a grounding blend, and you'll also get free shipping with that. If the total becomes 150 PV, that's product value. So when you're, move that out of the way. If I were to add some things to this bag, let me go to the bag. And you want to create an account because you're going to get 25% off instead of paying the retail price. So it'll give you the retail price and it tells you 45 PV away from a gift. That's another diffuser. So you can actually get 2 diffusers if you up that. So it's 105 PV if you add some other things. So there might be some other oils or products. You can just kind of go through and shop or ask for recommendations for whoever invited you. So at 100 PV, you get the free balance. At 150, you get the balance and a diffuser. And then if it's 200 PV, we'll be throwing in an adaptive. So there's quite a few things that you can get if you use that promo code. Even if you don't make it to that, any order, if you get a link from somebody who invited you, who is a wellness advocate or a wholesale customer, you'll get 25% off for a year. So you can order anytime that you want, and then that will save you. But then also add that promo code, even if it's below 100. And the reason why is that next month you have the potential of getting 25 product credits, and also the next month 25 product credits. So that's like $50 in oils for free, but you have to put that promo code in on your initial order. So this is probably for some of those who haven't purchased anything yet. And I do want to address for those who already have an account, that the best way to purchase, like you can do a standard order, but the best way to purchase is through the Loyalty Rewards program. Let me just show you why this is so cool and some of the perks to that. So not only do you get your, my peeps are so big. How do I move you? Oh, there we go. Okay. Let me just sign into my account. Not only do you get the 25% off, but with the Loyalty Rewards program, that every time you purchase and it's over 50 PV, 50 product credits, you're going to get points back. So I don't want to do any of that. I'm just going to go to my order. So my monthly order, I love. because it's just wellness shipped to my house. I don't have to go out. It's kind of like my Amazon order. I get my groceries delivered. This is just my wellness. It comes every month. Hairspray, or not hairspray, like my deodorant, my shampoo, my soap, my skincare, my laundry, like cleaning stuff, like household things, personal care products. I do that. My supplements I get through there. But what's cool is that you start accumulating points that you can use to buy stuff. So like I buy my supplements and I get a lot of oils for free because I'm taking them every month anyway. And then I use those points to purchase, other things. One thing that I want you to know that they do have some supplements that when you purchase them, you can also customize and get below the wholesale price. So I get Lifelong Vitality every month. There's a new Lifelong Vitality coming out. But when you push that customize button, you can add any of these products in for like, this is the wholesale price on Birch is $59. You can get it for $33. Birch is amazing. This PB Restore is a probiotic, amazing, like some of the other classes we talked about it. Wholesale price is $47. The promo price is $29. So I just want you to be aware of that you get extra perks when you use the Loyalty Rewards program. And you get free shipping when it's the 100 PV. And if your order is by the 15th and it's 125 PV, so if you look, let's get that smaller so I can see it. This is the PV amount right there. If it's 125 by the 15th, they will give you a free oil every single month. So that's the one that Marina was talking about, that she got the Gaiac wood for free, just with her order. So you potentially have 12 free oils every year from doTERRA just by ordering a little bit different way. Okay. Any questions before we do our giveaway? Because we do have we have tonight's giveaway and we have our perimenopause for those who weren't involved in that. I don't think it's agreed. I don't know if you were or not. Do we have like 60-ish people that registered? Anyway, we have some giveaways. We're doing it on here tonight and then we'll announce it in that WhatsApp group. So let me put the link in for anybody who who didn't register through that. We're in the perimenopause class, but you want to get in on the giveaway. I'll put the link. You just have to answer this survey real fast. And I'll put it in the chat. And you can fill that out. I know, Donna Faye, Lily, Marina, Allison. I don't know if Sigrid, if you want to enter, if you click on that link in the chat, it will pull up those questions. So I'll save that giveaway for this class until the end, but let's go ahead and do our giveaway. What I'm giving away, so I have two things for our perimenopause people, and if you had people that you invited to that, you can let them know if they won, but I'll post it in there. One of the things that I'm giving away is it's a custom roller blend that is frankincense, Roman chamomile, and bergamot. And this was one of the first ones that I used for hormone balance back 14 years ago when all this stuff was kind of going chaos, wacky, whatever. And I went to an event with Dr. Hill, who is one of the owners of doTERRA, and he was talking about things to do for women's health. And he talked about supplements and different things, but he also gave us this blend at this event. I was like, oh, write that down. And I remember mixing that together and I would use it daily. And how impactful it was for my emotions, for my hormones. It was just amazing that something like that could be so helpful. So I have a custom blend. Somebody's going to be winning that. And then the other one that is being given away is just kind of a sample pack. So this is Serenity Linen Mist. So my daughters spray this on their pillows before they go to bed. And then it's a little bottle of Deep Blue Rub and some On Guard mouthwash. So you get the On Guard in your mouth. And then a Balance deodorant stick. So you can try those out. I usually take these for travel because they're little and easy to take. So those are the two giveaways. And everyone who did the 100 PV LRP, or if you got a new starter kit that was 100 PV or more, all of you won or received one of those welcome kits. Will receive that. And Faye, for hosting the class, is getting this book, which I haven't shipped out yet, but I will get that to you, Faye. Okay, let me get my random.org here. Random. And we have in that group, how many people entered? Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 9. No, right there. 2, 7, 8, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 for that one. All right. Let's share my screen. We'll put 17 and we will generate winner number 1 for the blends. Write this down. Number 8, and I'll go back and find out. And then for the second one, let's do it again. Number 9. Number 8, number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, Faye, Yvonne? Is Yvonne? Yvonne. And number 9 is Janet Clark. Okay. Congratulations. And then we're going to do, for everyone that's on, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of you. And so great if you will answer that, 'cause I think everybody else has at some point. I'll put a 7 in the random.org. I like the spinny wheel better, but it just takes some time. Okay, here we go. And I'll count across my screen for who wins on this. And you guys don't even know what it is. It's Reclaim. So doTERRA's convention oil that you had to come in person to get. I have an extra one. Oh, okay. Number 7, generate. Number 2, let's stop sharing and see who that is. 1, 2. That's you, Amy. Congratulations. Okay. Amy, Reclaim. Oh, pen's not working. Right. Well, thank you everybody for hopping in. Next week, we will be going over new product launches that came out at convention. Y'all should be there because it's super exciting, especially for many of us who have been in doTERRA for a long time. The new phrase is, are you still taking your grandma's multivitamin? It makes you think of that Centrum, you know, that Centrum multivitamin capsule. Anyway, so yes, next week we'll be going over some of the awesome products, and we have a fun system in place. I don't know if you've heard this, seen this from any of the things, but you're going to be learning about zip, is it zip, sip, and drip. And you'll see what this 2-minute morning routine is. It's gonna be awesome. So make sure you come. It'll be super fun. All right, we'll see you later. And
Great.
this recording will be up. And so you can share that with whoever needs it in probably like 30 minutes.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.